Hey guys, alright? Welcome everyone. The Bureau 749 is a highly confidential research center dedicated to investigating mysterious and inexplicable events. With 7 branches strategically spread across the country and numerous laboratories, the organization operates with extreme secrecy. On June 5, 1992, a catastrophic incident occurred in a mine located in the central southern region of China. The disaster resulted in the death of 47 workers, but one miner was rescued from the collapsed shaft. During the time he spent trapped underground, this miner encountered an unknown cave. There, he came into contact with seeds from mysterious organisms and skeletons of winged beings that appeared to have alien origins. Additionally, he found a significant amount of intriguing metallic fragments that seemed to be part of an alien spacecraft. After the rescue, the entire case was immediately classified as highly secret and transferred to the 749 Biological Sciences Research Center. 8 months later, the rescued miner tragically died from a mysterious illness. At the same time, his pregnant wife's fetus began to show concerning anomalies. Bureau specialists concluded that these anomalies were caused by the man's exposure to the unknown organisms found in the mine. To prevent the incident from causing secondary disasters, authorities decided to permanently close the mine and sent the skeletons and metallic fragments to the Bureau's branch in Hong Kong, where further investigations would be conducted. 18 years after the disaster, a dense white fog covered the city of Hong Kong. Although tests conducted by the authorities indicated no immediate danger to human health, the phenomenon left the local population alarmed. During this period, Guozhou, a retired scientist who now uses a wheelchair, received an anonymous email with confidential reports from Bureau 749. These documents revealed alarming details about unknown life forms that had begun to emerge in abandoned mining shafts. The reports described these organisms as having impressive adaptability, as well as a unique ability to digest or absorb various types of metals and proteins. Even more frightening was the fact that these life forms could hunt and kill living beings much larger than themselves. Extremely intelligent, these organisms also possessed advanced camouflage abilities, allowing them to easily lure prey before attacking. Even after numerous attempts to destroy them, scientists failed to eliminate the threat, as the organisms proved to be more resilient and harmful than any initial estimate. During an attempt to inspect the bottom of a mine, enormous tentacles emerged from an underground lake, attacking the researchers. The being responsible for these attacks was dubbed Organism 0. Given the gravity of the situation, Bureau 749 decided to summon Ma Shan, the only direct descendant of the deceased miner. Now a young man, Ma Shan lived an apparently ordinary life but carried an undeniable connection to the events of 1992. Upon learning of this, Guozhou tried to ensure Ma Shan's safety by organizing his escape from the city and planning to hide him with an old army friend. Meanwhile, haunted by visions of the mysterious tentacles, Ma Shan returned to the bar he managed with Guozhou, located near the mine shaft. There, he confronted a drunken man who was harassing Yang, Guozhou's wife. Demonstrating superhuman abilities, Ma Shan effortlessly grabbed the man and threw him out of the bar, revealing his extraordinary powers for the first time. Worried about Ma Shan's safety, Guozhou insisted that he leave the city immediately. However, Ma Shan was reluctant to leave as he wanted to finish constructing an enigmatic gift for Guozhou, carefully covered by a large cloth in the bar. Meanwhile, authorities from Bureau 749 were closing in. When the agents arrived at the bar, Ma Shan managed to escape with Yang's help. However, they ended up discovering Ma Shan's hidden gift, revealing an impressive mini helicopter designed and built by the young man. Guozhou was shocked by the revelation but had no time to react before fleeing with Yang and Ma Shan in a car. Under constant surveillance from Bureau drones, the group headed towards the city. To avoid capture, Yang suggested that Ma Shan take the subway. Once in the city, Ma Shan was wrongfully accused of theft, leading an enraged crowd to pursue him through the streets. They chased him up several floors of a building, but Ma Shan managed to escape and reach the subway station. He boarded a train but realized no one else was getting on as the doors closed immediately. A young girl named Xiaohua, a girl with special powers who was raised in the borough, appears and greets him, making it clear that he was unable to escape. Arriving at Bureau 749 Center, Xiao welcomed him as if he were back home. In fact, Ma Shan had grown up there after his parents passed away, but he rebelled and left before being adopted by Guojio, while other superpowered children always bullied him for being different. However, Xia was always there to support him. With this, Ma Shan was greatly surprised after many years away and was excited to see the mythical sea monster he encountered in childhood. He was then sarcastically received by all the other superpowered individuals he grew up with who had bullied him when he was younger. Soon, he met Dongbei, the head of the new bureau, who asked for his help with the case of Organism 0. However, Ma Shan refused to work until Dong threatened him with the possibility of going after Guojio for tax evasion and Ernyang for selling counterfeit wines. With no alternatives, Ma Shan eventually decided to help Bureau 7491 last time before beginning the research. Dongbei prepared a test for Ma Shan and took him to a location where Ma Shan handed his backpack to Xia before the test began. Large metallic balls controlled by a scientist hit Ma Shan, and the test resembled a virtual reality game. Dongbei revealed that he wanted to help Ma Shan showcase his mutant powers, but Ma Shan was not doing well and tried to avoid the attacks. Suddenly, Dr. Guang recommended stopping the test as it could endanger Ma Shan's life. However, Dongbei insisted on increasing the intensity. Feeling trapped and remembering his past bullying experiences, Ma Shan's powers suddenly manifested, disturbing everything in the arena while everyone watched in shock. Xia became worried and quickly approached him, while a strange wing-like form appeared on his back before retracting. At the same time, they found Ma Shan's backpack with unusual medications inside. After waking from a terrible nightmare and seeing his injury on his back, Ma Shan decided he was done with the tests and tried to escape. However, Dongbei made it clear that there would be consequences if he chose to leave. Moments later, he asked Xia to take care of Ma Shan as she was the only person he trusted. Later, Bureau 749 received a report that the Organism 0 in the lake at the mine had grown, and it wouldn't be long before it attacked the city. Meanwhile, Guojio visited the news center and asked them to spread the news about Ma Shan's disappearance. At the same time, Xia was treating Ma Shan and also used her telekinesis powers to help him calm down. Dr. Guang studied Ma Shan's medications and discovered they temporarily suppressed his special mutation powers. Knowing this, Dongbei thought someone might be secretly helping Ma Shan. Later, Dongbei took Ma Shan to see a smaller version of Organism 0, hoping to find a way to communicate with it. However, Ma Shan claimed to have no knowledge of the situation, which enraged Dongbei and led him to press Ma Shan's face against the glass container. Suddenly, Organism 0 began to communicate with Ma Shan through his mind, instigating him to join forces and help destroy humanity. Upon hearing this, Ma Shan was shocked and decided to keep it to himself. Later, Dr. Guang analyzed the data and realized that Ma Shan was, in fact, communicating with Organism 0. He informed Dongbei, who asked what Ma Shan had said to Organism 0. However, Dr. Guang stated that he didn't know, as their conversation was a form of frequency system. They then took Ma Shan to the strange metallic fragments room from the mine, trying to connect them using a magnetic field. As he approached the field, he unexpectedly entered a strange place where three divine alien figures welcomed him. They sought his help to protect the planet, explaining that 50,000 years ago they carried a monstrous evil being to their planet, but their ship crashed on Earth. Their ship had a core that could have defeated the monster, but it was destroyed and turned into metallic fragments. However, they concealed their last vital energy in the core, and only Ma Shan could fix it, as he had their blood. Upon hearing this, Ma Shan refused to get involved, causing the three aliens to penetrate his body. Immediately, the wings appeared again, and some of his blood droplets fell onto the metallic fragments, causing them to merge. At the same time, the smaller version of Organism 0 began to lose its powers while the scientists were very happy thinking the creature was dead. However, Organism 0 woke up again as Ma Shan lost consciousness and the metallic fragments broke apart again. The scientists believed that the only way to eliminate Organism 0 was to have Ma Shan transform completely so that he would have enough power to fix the core. Meanwhile, Organism 0 sensed the danger and released a mysterious fog from the mine shaft throughout the city. Furthermore, this fog transformed all the birds into strange creatures that flew toward the shaft as if they were protecting Organism 0. Later, people all over the city began complaining about these bird monsters, causing Bureau 749 to face problems. With no options, Dongbei decided to have Ma Shan's mutant abilities complete as soon as possible to solve all the issues. He created a plan to have Ma Shan escape from Bureau 749 and return to the mine shaft, making him transform completely. As Ma Shan trusted Xia more, Dong Bei sought her help, but she hesitated to deceive him. They then turned to another girl, Yan Yun, who disguised herself as a mutant girl used in experiments by the people of Bureau 749, causing Ma Shan to feel pity for her. Later, they worked together to create a false emergency in the Bureau to open all the gates. Ma Shan saw this as a wonderful opportunity to escape and tried to leave quietly. He helped Yan Yun, who asked for his aid, and they fled together to the bar next to the mine shaft. Meanwhile, Dr. Guang and his team were observing the enormous Organism Zero. Xia, along with a special team composed of individuals with special powers, prepared to capture Ma Shan from the other side. Dong Bei arrived on the upper floor of the bar with the missing persons flyer and finally found Guozhou. He realized that Guozhou was not an ordinary person but had been a scientist at Bureau 749 before Dong Bei became the current leader, which is why he didn't know much about him. Dong Bei was intrigued by why Guozhou tried to suppress Ma Shan's powers by creating medications for him instead of promoting a complete transformation. In fact, Guozhou had always worked for Bureau 749 to study the mine and monitor Ma Shan. This implied that Guozhou's role was to observe Ma Shan, not to hide him. He finally spoke up, sharing that Ma Shan had never intended to be a hero or become a mutant, he simply wanted to be an ordinary person like the other children. Meanwhile, Ma Shan and Yan Yun entered the bar and found Yang, who was relieved to see he was safe. They all began to celebrate his return when suddenly, Organism Zero, inside the mine shaft, began to act strangely and impacted Ma Shan as well. He then took his medication thinking it would reduce his powers, however, Dong Bei had switched his medication for vitamin water, which had no effect in suppressing his abilities. At that moment, Organism Zero used its tentacles to attack the people near the shaft, causing Ma Shan's powers to increase as wings fully formed on his back. Seeing this, everyone believed it was a special effect and began taking pictures of him, inundating him with memories of his past bullying. Guozhou and Yang tried to shield him away, but the crowd pushed them back. Dong Bei ordered his team to capture Ma Shan, and they hit him with a tranquilizer dart before he fainted. Ma Shan understood that all of this was part of Dong Bei's plan and believed that Yan Yun's actions were fake. The personnel of Bureau 749 then deleted all of Ma Shan's photos from everyone's phones before taking him back to the center. Along the way, Ma Shan woke up to hear Xia trying to defend him against the accusations of being a monster made by others. He remembered his past bullying experiences, which enraged him, leading him to destroy the truck in an attempt to escape. Later, Dong Bei received a report about Ma Shan's escape and went to see Guozhou once again. He found Guozhou's hidden laboratory, filled with medications. The old man shared that he had spent 10 years developing this medication that could temporarily halt mutant growth, not just for Ma Shan, but especially to combat Organism Zero. It turns out that since Ma Shan is related to Organism Zero, if the medication could suppress his abilities, the same would happen with the creature. However, Dong Bei still wished to use Ma Shan's power in a complete transformation to fix the alien core and eliminate Organism Zero. He asked Guozhou for help to bring Ma Shan back and showed him his location since the people at Bureau 749 had placed a tracker on him. Even without certainty at first, Guozhou decided to agree for the sake of humanity. A few days later, Bureau 749 decided to evacuate the citizens of the city. Guozhou located Ma Shan in a tall building using the tracker. He motivated Ma Shan by reminding him that everyone longs to have wings to fly wherever they desire and that Ma Shan is a lucky person, even though he believes this transformation will turn him into a monster. He asked Ma Shan to help him, informing him that he never truly left Bureau 749 and had led him to the edge of the mine shaft as part of the plan to study him. Knowing this, Ma Shan believed the people he trusted the most had deceived him, which only increased his pain. Feeling desperate, he decided to leave and sought a place to hide, as he no longer wished to help Bureau 749. Dong Bei saw his only chance slipping away and prepared for the worst. As citizens evacuated the city, Guozhou asked his collaborators at the bar to leave the area and also gave Yang money for her safety, instructing her to leave immediately, and then he prepared to do his duty once again. Meanwhile, all members of Bureau 749 said goodbye to their families and prepared to fight to the end. Their last hope was to use a nuclear weapon against the danger they faced. However, Xia was worried about Ma Shan and decided to look for him. Suddenly, Dongbei asked Xia to apologize to Ma Shan for putting so much pressure on him and promised that Bureau 749 would no longer pursue him. Meanwhile, Guozhou was preparing his mini-helicopter with medications and numerous bombs to suppress Organism Zero, hoping there would be enough time for the evacuation of citizens. However, Yang had not yet left, causing an argument between them. When she expressed her inability to leave her family and her willingness for the worst, Guozhou became emotional and embraced her with tears in his eyes. An hour later, the ground began to tremble and Organism Zero began to destroy everything. Xia found Ma Shan in the old orphanage where he grew up, betrayed by his only family. He felt hurt and had difficulty coping with his feelings. Xia tried to help him realize that he should feel sorry for having said negative things about Guozhou, who helped him when he lost control of his powers and became an alien. Although he is not Ma Shan's biological father, he loves him dearly. Ma Shan felt a strong impact upon recognizing this until Xia told him that Guozhou had not left the mine area, causing Ma Shan to quickly call him. Meanwhile, Guozhou was on the bridge facing Organism Zero. He answered the call and became very excited to hear Ma Shan's voice again. He thought Ma Shan would not forgive his mistake and said that although living with Ma Shan is a mission, he always loved him like a son. He also told him not to be afraid of his wings, even though the shaft is deep, there are still beautiful scenarios. He hopes to see Ma Shan live for his sake and do what he wants. After that, he hung up the phone. Guozhou and Yang ran towards the monster, sacrificing their safety to freeze it temporarily using medication vials. This sacrifice merely delayed the monster's attack, allowing everyone to leave the city. This action enraged Ma Shan, leading him to return to Bureau 749 to fix the core, kill the monster, and fulfill Guozhou's objective. However, Organism Zero sensed this danger and sent bird monsters to stop him. The bird monsters began attacking the car, but Ma Shan and Xia managed to fence them off. Very soon, the two realized their path was blocked, while the car's brakes were damaged. With no choice, Ma Shan jumped, but Xia could not do the same as the car was destroyed and fell from the bridge. Seeing this, he quickly used his ability to save her from danger. However, thousands of bird monsters appeared and continued pursuing them through the skies. Fortunately, Ma Shan used his skills and powers to barely escape the attacks. Some of these monsters also headed for Bureau 749 to attack it. However, the facility activated the automatic machine gun to destroy the enemy, but as the creatures are very intelligent, they easily destroyed them. After rescuing Xia, Ma Shan soon realized they were surrounded at the top of the building. At that moment, Dongbei appeared with a helicopter to rescue them. Suddenly, Organism Zero began to attack the city again, as the effects of the suppressed medications wore off. The creatures attempted to capture Ma Shan, but Dongbei took him along with Xia to the facility, leaving them at the bureau before joining his team to fight against the bird monsters. Xia quickly went to the alien core room and activated the magnetic zone, while Ma Shan spread his wings to fix the core. Organism Zero escaped the effects of the medication and advanced toward the facility while Dongbei and the others bravely fought against the bird monsters. Dongbei sacrificed his life to protect the base, apologizing to Ma Shan before passing away. The creature reached the building and began to cause chaos. Ma Shan completed the core at a crucial moment, but Organism Zero captured Xia. He threw the core into the air and then flew toward her to save her, but was pierced by tentacles, making everyone feel hope slipping through their fingers as he lost consciousness. Meanwhile, the Special Air Forces also arrived and prepared to launch the nuclear bomb as planned. At this critical moment, Ma Shan remembered the moments when he was in his mother's womb. His mother knew she would die after giving birth but still decided to bring him into the world, believing one day he would make everyone proud. Suddenly, Ma Shan's blood touched the core, activating it. The core completely froze Organism Zero and destroyed it, consequently its remnants as well. The core attracted the metals that the creature had accumulated over the years to build a spaceship. 3 immense aliens finally appeared before Ma Shan, thanking him for saving the world and asking him to continue protecting Earth in the future. With the passage of time, people built a museum to celebrate their winged hero. Ma Shan went to this museum and noticed a beautiful inscription: "The world leaves its mark on me everywhere, but from these wounds, wings grow." When suddenly, someone used telekinesis to move a glass, making Ma Shan believe that his